Hello, welcome to Cypress Automation. This is Sharful. In this lecture, we're going to see how to automate table in Cypress project. So in your Cypress project, you may have a table come across, and then you need to validate any one of the data or any cell value inside the table. How you are going to do it in Cypress? Let's see an example. So here we back to our automation codeinboxautomationlab.com/practice page. This is our practice application. So here you can see there is a web table example, and here is a table. It has a 3 column. Each row it has a 3 column. One is for instructor, another one is course, another one is called price. So this is a 3 column. So there is a number of you can see number of rows, and each rows is divided by 3 column, right? So this could be something like the table in your application, and you need to verify. It could be verified like finding any one of the value, any one of the data from your whole table. That could be one test case. And other thing could be like one of the value you have in your one column, and according to that column, there is a you have another value in the other column, but with the same row. So that could be your another test cases. So the first one, let's make it very clear. First one, let's say example, we're going to find APM. So APM is a web element in this table. You are going to find that is that present or not. So it's random any value from a table to find out. So that's one of the test case. Another test case, it could be, say example, it's a conditional or logical test case. So example, here is a in a course column, in this row in course column, when you have a the course value like web services, if there is a web services in course column, then in price column in the same row your value would be 30. So if you find web services for course, your for this course the value would be, the price would be 30 for price column. So this is a conditional or logical test cases. So you have to make sure that for this course your price is 30, for another course your price is 40. So you have to make sure the right price for the right the course. So that's the the two different scenarios. We're going to do some practice. So first one, we're going to find a random web element from this table. So example, we're going to find APM. Okay, so that's the random one. So how to do this? So let's see how we can find. First you have to locate your table, because table is a separate web element in your application. So let's see how we can spy this table first. So, and how it looks like from HTML point of view. So if you inspect here, so let's move it here a little bit up. Okay, so here you can see this is from here the table. If you highlight select this HTML code, you can see the whole table is reflecting, right? So this is your the panned HTML code for this the table, for a whole table div, and then underneath the table, so table ID, there's a T body. So T body is the table body, where it has all actual table element extract from the like a border. So this is just all the web element or the value of the table in different cell, right? So, and inside this T body you can see there is a TR. TR, it means table row. So TR is the child of T body, and inside the TR you can see the first TR, it has there is a number of child like TH. So let's see this. So this is the T body and then TR. So you can see this is your first TR, which is reflect the first row, which is the instructor the headline or title of the your table, like instructor, course, price, and there's another tr which is reflect the second row, right? You can see, move your cursor, you can see. So those are the all are tr or table row, right? And inside a table row, every row you can see there is a 3 column, right? So this is the first row, so every row is a 3 column. So where is the HTML code related those column? Over here inside the tr, if you can see the first tr, there's a th. So this is the 3th. It means 3 child of first tr, and th it means table header, right? So which is because of the first row is the all is header, like instructor, course, and price. And if you open the next tr, you can see like td. td is the table data, which is particular in a specific table cell. The value of table cell, it's located inside a td, or td is a table data, right? So this from this row, all the values are called table data or td. So you can see there is a 3 td, and similarly if you open the next one, all are now td. So except the first one, except the first tr, it has a th, but rest all the tr has the child is td, which is reflect the columns for a specific row. So this is the row, this tr, and this is the all 3 column, right? So we can understand that the tr, it means it's a table row for the row, to select the row, and td it's is going to use or representing the column for that specific row. Okay, just remember that part. Okay, so let's go to our, let's minimize this and let's go to our VS Code. See, here is our VS Code, and we have a describe block where this is our application. So I'm launching the page, so this is the URL, and just I put a very simple assertion just to confirm that it's landed to the right page, which is include the code in box. So because URL have a code in box, so here is my 2 test case. So there is a 2 8 block. So first 8 block is to verify value from anywhere in the table. So any value from the table randomly we can verify. How to do this? So this is the first one. You can see find APM course name. So we're going to find APM. So let's now go to here again. So here let's we're going to let's open the crop path, and then we're going to select spy first our whole table. So we know this APM, it's in a 1 2 3 4 fourth row and second column, but we're not going to find that way. We're going to find, narrow down, spy first the whole table, right? And after that we'll go to, we know this this APM, it's underneath one, definitely is going to be underneath one tr or table row, right? So because every value, even though it's a column, but it's under one tr, right, one table row, and from there we can find that it has a contain, we can narrow down to td, which is the column, and then we can confirm that it has a looking for the value APM by the APM. Let's see. So first spy the table first, right? Let me inspect again. So here is a looking for whole table. So here is a, okay, so this is a table. Let's see. Make sure first make sure that you select the table uniquely. You may have in your application multiple tables, so at that time you have to confirm, you narrow down first the table you are going to inspect. So here I would say, so there is a table, so I would put the tag name table. If you see, okay, it's found 111, so there is no other table in this application, but in your case it could be different. So first of all you have to make sure that you are landed on the right table, and after that, so here is a T, right, and then inside the T I would go for TD. So this is the child. So if I want to traverse from table to whole table to like actual table body, which is td. How can I do this? So to do this, we can use over here, this is like in the format of Css Selector that's used in Cypress. I believe you already know it. So what is the the td is like, copy this, and then so table, then a space, then td, and after that there's a space, and then so we're now td here, right? And inside the td we have a tr. So this APM, all the values are belongs to one tr, then td. So tr, we're going to, so let's go to the tr. So let's type is tr. So has a space, sorry, and then tr, right? So in tr, so if we hit this, you can see it's selected all the rows. So it's found 12 elements, right? So it found all the rows. So from all the rows, this APM, it belongs to one of the column, like source column, which is the td, because column is nothing, is td over here, right? You can see like a td, it's for this tr, this is a td, it represents a first column, this is the second td, second column, this is the third. So the APM, it's definitely it's in one of the td. We don't want to make say this it's hardcode to the like a td, second td, because it could be changed, where we assume that you don't know exactly where, so we're just randomly checking, right? So but for any web element in this table, it's going to belongs to one tr first. So that's why we said a generic tr, which is shows all the elements, and then we're going to narrow down to the tds, because it's going to be part of the td. So that will be specifically find out, the specific cell will find out by tr then td. So if we say, so we narrow down all the rows, right? So we're going to use this, we're going to say like this is our first this is our first test case block, block, right? So we're saying sci.get, and then so we're narrowing up to tr. So all the rows are selected, and then we'll say contains. So we're saying in this all the rows it contains, so we're making more specific. From all the rows, we're saying find out the contains. It has a, you can pass two parameter. One is for a value for your tag, or just a one specific web element values, right? So all the rows, this is up to rows. So we know this, any values in a table it's going to be inside a td. So we're saying let's put the td, and then what we're looking for, we're looking for APM, right? So let's type the APM. Where is the APM? Exactly the same way it's written, right? APM, right? And then so what does it mean? It means we're finding the elements up to all the rows. So tr, it means all the rows. So from all the rows we're finding an APM element which is inside a td column. So it could be any column, so that's why it's called, it's randomly finding any web element, any value from that table. And then so it should be, let's put some assertion. We're going to say it should be visible, right? It should, and then be visible, dot visible, right? So we're doing some assertion just to confirm that this web element is visible or available or displaying in this table. Okay, so that's the thing. So it's very simple, but it's very effective to ensure that your table have the right data, right? Save it, and then now let's run it. Okay, so our spec name table underscore spec.js. So this is our spec file for this practice, right? So let's go down. Where is the spec? You know what, I'm not sure that I saved that file. Let me save it first. Yes, looks like I saved it. Okay, so let's open a table spec. Here we go. Okay, it's running. Okay, so here is the second one. So I think the third one, it should be empty. Yes, third one there's nothing because we didn't put any code on the third it block, the third test cases. But the second one, it's the first one, it's a visit the URL, and then it's make sure that it has a code inbox included in the link, right? And that second one is the this is our actual test case. Verify value from anywhere in the table, right? So we're looking for APM. You can see it's a find APM. If you select it contains APM, so it found the APM exactly, and it's expected it. It's the assertion is visible. It's ensure that's visible, right? And the third one we haven't done yet, so there's nothing. That's why. Okay, so that's the way you can find any web element from your table. Okay, let's close it, and then let's go to our next exercise, next test case. So which is the conditional logic. So conditional logic, we're saying that if the course name is web services, then ensure the price is 30. So it's kind of like conditional test case in your table. So this is very common things, right? That can happen. So you have to make sure that whenever you have one value in one column, and you have exactly right price for the same row in different column, right? Example over here, we're saying if we find web services, if we find web services in a row, we'll ensure it has a price like sorry, web service here, web service testing. Okay, sorry, web service here. If we find web services in this table for a specific row, we'll find its price for the same row. There is a price in a different column. The next column for the same row, it has a price is 30. So web service, if the course name is web service, it has a value or price is 30. So that's our test cases. So it's like a conditional test case. How we are going to find it, how we are going to do this. Okay, let's do it. So first of all, we'll see where the web services belongs to. So we are going to narrow down our test cases to the specific row where the web services is belongs to, right? So if we want to see where's the web services, so web service, so we know where is the web service in whatever the row, but it's in second column, right? This is the first column and this is the second column. So if we want to find any value from a specific row, a specific column, right? When you say tr, so tr, you can see this up to this tr, it means it's all the row, but we have to move to make it a little bit more narrow down our locate or our spy, which is belongs to, it could be any row, but in second column, right? In second columns, because web service in a second column. So how we can narrow down our locator to a second column for any row? So up to this, it is for all the rows. Now let's go to move to a second column for any row. How can we do this? So we know the column means it's td, right? Td is represent column, so it means in every tr there is a 3 td. So it's, if we want to move to second column, it means, you know, td, it means second td, right? That's the td number 2, right? And this easily you can understand, you can see this, all the tds are the child of tr. So you know, wherever the web services, that's the, you know, child of tr, right? So if we want to go to the second column, specify second column, so we're going to say space over here, and then we're going to say we have to go to td, because we're going to make sure it's the second column. So for the column it's the td, right? td, and then since there's a 3 td every row, so we're going to use child number, yeah, you know, to make it more specific. It's the second, it's a, since it is the web service belongs to second column, so it means second child. So td, and we're going to say nth-child, and what's the child number? Child number would be 2, right? Isn't it? Because web services is on second child, you know, whatever the row out of all the rows, but web services belongs to second child or second column, right? So if we hit enter, you can see it's now selecting all the second column, all the elements in second column. From here we can easily find out, you know, from here we'll go one by one element, like if for the first element, and then second element, third element, and then we'll get the text from this element. So this locator, it's like you are giving us 11 elements, so all the elements. So we'll get we'll run a loop, some sort of loop as per the Cypress is giving us. So by the loop we'll extract the text from the first element and put in a variable, and we'll compare that variable, I mean that text, with our desired text. What's our desired text? Web services. So until it's find that text, this web services, it will keep running, and when it will find it, you know, we'll go to next column. For the same row we'll go to the next column, I mean column number 3, like I mean child number 3 for the same row, and we'll find the extract the value, and we'll confirm that value is 30. So that's the way we're going to, you know, do this conditional test. So let's copy this first, as I said, minimize it. So first, how we're going to do this, we're going to say sci.get. So here is the locator for the second column for a whole table, right? And then there is a jQuery method which is available in Cypress. Is called each method. So you can call each method. So each method give you the opportunity to run a loop, like a for loop we know, but we don't need to run a for loop over here, because Cypress, it has its own method like a jQuery each method that give you work as a for loop. So where you will have a 3 parameter, right? So number 1 parameter would be the first parameter would be, you will pass a variable, say like el, like, okay, so $el, it's a variable. I will explain you. And the next one is a index, and the next one would be like $, this another variable. So what does it mean? It means okay, so this from over here, this locator, since it's highlighted all the column, second column, so it means it has a multiple, so we know it shows 11 elements. From there, we're using a each function. So each function will apply to over here where it has a 3 parameter. One is a variable, so this variable will hold each and every element out of this locator. It will hold every individual from the beginning. How it follows? It follows the index number. So first element, it follows index 0, then index 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, as long as it has the value, and loop will keep continue. And how the loop is maintaining? Using this list. List is an array, like it works as an array. So list is an work as array. So this is the parameter. It is like an array. So we're saying, so this array has the value, has the knowledge, all the 11 elements from this locator, where it follows index numbering. So first element is index 0, second element index 1, 2, and so on. And following the index, this el, this variable, will store the value. So loop will keep continue as long as this index, this list has the value as well as index. So first element will store in here, and second element will again store it here, and every time it's stored here, we'll extract the text from that element and we'll compare it, right? So let's do it. So each function, let's complete the function. So to write the function, we have to add this guy here also, and then we have to put a arrow function. This is called arrow. So this is the way you are going to write. And then here, close your bracket. Don't forget to close your bracket, right? And then here, so what we're going to say, so now this E1, so $E1, right? $E1 have the knowledge, each and every element from this locator. So let's put this one. So $E dollars, I didn't go. Okay. $E1. Okay, so since it has the knowledge, each and every element from this locator, so let's extract the text from each and every element. So use the text method, right? So whatever the the value in the first element, this text method will extract the value as a string, and then let's put this one in one variable. So what we can say, let's give a name, variable name is text, and then this is a variable. So you can use the variable like var or constraint, whatever you say. Okay, that's the way it's used in JavaScript, right? So now this E1, this text variable, have the actual string value from each and every text, from each and every element that comes from el, right? Element, right? So let's now we're going to use some if condition. So we're saying, let's see, if, now we're putting condition, if this text, so this text, this variable, now it means the actual the text from this value, from the element, each and every element, we're saying that include, let's use this, from this text includes, right? What do you want to include? We want to say it includes, so the text include what should be, it should include what we're looking for. We're looking for web services. So from E1, like each and every element, it means each and every element, first one, second one, and we're using a text method to extract the actual string, actual text, and we put in a text variable. It means this text variable have the actual text from each and every column, from that column, each and every value. So we're looking for, we're saying if that text includes web services, this web services, right? If it includes web service, so that's what we're looking. So the loop will continue until it's find the web services. So if it's find the web services in this text, we're saying if it's a match, then we're going to do some work. What we're saying that case we're going to make sure, so assume that whenever it will find this web services, our condition is to go to the next column for the same row. Go to the next column for the same row and find out, extract the whatever the value over here, the data, and make sure this value is 30. So we have to go to the same same row, next column for the same row for next column. So it means if you use the this locator is nothing, is second column, so we have to move to the third column, right? Third column, it means we can say site dot just change your child number. So if I say number 3, so then it will show, you can see it will show the all the values from the third column. Let's make it 3. Right now it's highlighted all the value from the third column, right? So third column, so it now is, we're saying from the third column, from here for the same row, it means it will find here, it will come to over. So from here, and if we use the same row where we found the web services, then it will ultimately come over here, right? So then from here we're going to extract again the value using the text method, and we'll compare that this is a 30. So then we'll our condition will be passed. So we located all third column. Here we're saying this we're going to say this EQ equal, we're saying in this third column, and equal to, we have to, from this third column we have to make sure we're in this both are same row. It means the same index. When we found this web service, whatever the row following the index number, so if we put the index number over here, index over here, it means is the both have the same row. So same row column, right? Same row for this for the third column, we're saying we're going to extract the value from that element. So this means it's a same row, third column. So I mean it's exactly the cell we're looking for, the price cell, right? So we're going to extract the value from that cell. So how can we do this? To do this, we can use another then function. Here we're using a then function. In a then function, we can say give a function. We're calling a then function where we can pass a variable. Its name is, we can give a price, and then here we can, okay. So what I'm doing, I'm saying here, you understood that, right? This part, it means is the same row and third column. It means exactly the same data cell we're looking for, and we're using a then function on this over here in this locator. So in this locator, and where we declare a function where we send a variable which is called price. So price will have the knowledge about this a locator or element. So we can say same thing. So price, so let's put the price. So price have the knowledge of that locator, which is nothing, this locator, right? So we can extract the string value from that locator. So price, since price have the knowledge about that, so we can just use the same thing, price dot text method, and puts in a variable. Same way, let's put a variable name. So let's say give a bar, and maybe I will say actual price. I give a variable. So actual price now have the actual syntax, or actual string or value from this locator, right? So now I have to confirm that this actual price, it means it's the value of 30, right? So we can say how now it's very easy, or we can say expect. Let's using the expect, we're going to do some assertion. Expect this actual price, right? Actual price, and let's put a actual price and then dot to dot equal, and what we're looking for, equal to, it should be 30, right? Because that's what our condition, right? We have to confirm that when it's web services is a service, the course, that time is price is 30. So we have to confirm that this is this actual price. It means the value of this variable, it's 30, right? So let's put one more thing you can put over here. Since when it's extract the value from there, so sometimes this value over here, it may have some space in your HTML code. That time it will not match. If you want to use the actual, if you want to do the equal assertion, that time you have to make sure both are same. Even there is a space over here, it will not match. So to remove that kind of problem, we can use over here. So when you extract the value from this actual price variable, let's put trim function. So there is a trim function that can trim the value. So now its actual price is now whatever the value is there, is like 30 here, 30, and if there is a space over here, even though here, right, it will trim, it will remove that space, so it will be pure just value like this 30, right? And now it should match. Okay, so that's the pretty much looks like our code or our conditional test cases. Let's save it and then run it again. Table spec. Okay, so it's loading the page. Okay, it's pass, definitely. Yeah, here we go. You can see, as we know, it's like a second test case was passed from the last our execution. So, and this one, the check conditional logic in the table. So you can see this is the one get is finding all the second column, all the values, and from there this is the third, right? And then here it's equals to, so it is equals like it's finding this. You can see on the right side, you can see on the right side it's selected exactly the value of 30 in the cell of the value of 30, right? And it's expected. This is the assertion. So our expectation was 30, and it's find the 30 also from here, and it's match. So it's the pass. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do I would say do that table exercise or table test cases in through the Cypress project. I hope it's gonna be easier for you if you face similar type of problem, and you can follow this process. Thank you so much. You have a good one. Bye bye.